What's up, guys? You know who it is, Dylan Johnson here, coming at you with another video. This is going to be day 4, push B, focusing on chest, triceps, and shoulders. Now, with this day, we have an emphasis on chest. So we're going to be starting off with incline barbell bench press. Now, with this, as you can see, I just do a little bit of warm up there. As always, I've already completed my usual mobility warm-ups and foam rolling, lacrosse ball, peanut, whatever you want to do, just to kind of keep yourself from getting injured and really kind of help yourself get the muscle and get your shoulders, joints, and everything ready to lift. So I normally start with the bar, which I didn't end up recording, but then throw on just a little bit of weight, do a few reps, get the blood flowing, get the joints moving, continue to warm up, move up in weight until we get into our first working set. But as you can see with this, something that I like to do is just really kind of stretch my arms and stretch my chest out between sets like I was doing there before I get set into my position and then unrack weight. And as I'm coming down, I'm coming all the way down to my chest. Don't half rep yourself and don't quarter rep yourself. Full range of motion all the way down, all the way up. Really stretch that chest out at the bottom and squeeze at the top. Now, on to my first working set. Now, what I decided to do was we actually have some 25-pound chains lying around this gym, and I decided to use those for this movement. And if you guys haven't used chains before, I'll kind of explain what they do. What you do is you put them on the end of the bar, and you want to make sure you have one on each side, as you can kind of see in the mirror there. But as you're coming down, more chains are going to be hitting the floor, so you're going to be lightening the load on the bar. And then as you come up, you're removing those chains from the floor and lifting them with the bar, so it's going to actually add weight as you come higher and higher in the movement. Same principle as if you were using bands, a slingshot, anything like that. But that's something that you can do if you want to just kind of change up your movement, change up your exercise, and increase the intensity. Or you can stick to standard barbell incline bench press. Now, next movement, incline dumbbell bench press. And with this, we're doing something a little different as well, just to turn up the intensity level. We're doing our first 7 reps. I like to call them lucky 7s. You do 7 reps, just standard, normal bench press, incline dumbbell bench press. Then you're going to do 7 reps with a 7-second hold at the bottom. And this is going to burn like hell. As you can see, really just stretching that muscle out when you get down to the bottom of the movement, and then just trying to force it back up and squeeze as much blood into it as possible. Really, when you're doing these, really focus, as you can see, on stretching out your muscles between exercises or between sets. That just kind of helps prevent injury, helps keep the blood flowing, prevents you from cramping, and also something I like to do is I like to do kind of like some posing, which I don't actually show here, but just to, again, force blood into the muscle. Also, a big key with all of these exercises and all of these workouts is to stay hydrated. If you're not hydrated, you're not going to be able to push as much, you're not going to feel as good, so be sure you're constantly drinking water. In general, I almost go through a gallon of water per workout. And again, it's just because you really want to stay hydrated. I tend to sweat a lot on some days, even though it's like 65 degrees in this gym. So, next exercise, going to be doing a landmine chest press. Now with this, we're going to be really focusing on that center and upper chest. Setup, if you don't have a landmine mount or a T-bar mount in your gym, just take a barbell, shove it into a corner where you're not going to cause any damage, and then throw a plate on the other end. Now with this, you're really focusing on keeping your elbows in tight to the body as you're pressing up and squeezing your chest together. You can use this movement to target a couple different muscle groups if you focus on them differently. For example, you can really hit your front delts depending on the angle that you're pushing from, and you can also hit your triceps, but we're really focusing on our chest. So by keeping our elbows in tight, we're keeping constant tension and we're constantly contracting our chest together. And then as we drive up, keeping our back arched, we're just forcing blood and forcing our chest together even further as we come up in the movement. Yeah, and as you can see there, something else I like to do, just keep forcing blood into the movement between exercises and between sets by just doing some static holds on posing and just flexing. Everybody loves to look at themselves and flex in the mirror, so why not take advantage of it? Why not get some use out of it? So next movement is going to be another superset, or it's going to be a superset, and we're going to be doing dips, focusing primarily on our chest, not our triceps. So we're staying a little bit more upright and really just letting our chest stretch at the bottom and then squeezing it together at the top. And it's superset with a seated overhand cable fly. So as you can see, I've got a bench here, I've got my back firmly straight against it, and then I take cables on each side and I have them in an overhand position. Now what I find is when I have my hands like this, I'm able to isolate my chest a little bit better, especially the center of my chest, and just really get a really tight squeeze and contraction at the peak. There goes my hat. And then just it also allows me to get a nice stretch through the bottom without hurting my shoulders. I've found sometimes when I use a standard kind of palms facing each other movement or position before, my shoulders tend to start hurting a little bit. So with an overhand position, my shoulders have been much happier with that type of movement. So after that, moving into our first tricep exercise, and it's going to be another superset. And what we're doing is skull crushers. Now, a couple things to note. First, if you have a preacher curl bench like I do there, it works great as a rack for the skull crushers or for the bar. Now, another thing, as you saw there, instead of coming directly up with the bar on my skull crushers, I was actually pushing the bar out. That helps keep constant tension on the muscle and just forces more blood into it throughout the entire movement. Then bring the bar directly over my head, over my chest, and into close grip presses. Great combination of exercises, one of my favorites for triceps. Really forces blood into that muscle and really kind of breaks them down and wears them out. Excuse me. So, next exercise is going to be a 60 rep triset or triceps. This is a fun one just for really burning them out and getting a really nice pump. Now, what we do is we start with a cable extension. With that, as you can see, my elbows are staying locked at my side, and I'm really forcing and locking out at the bottom. Then we're going to move immediately into a cable press down, and I use a bar instead of a lot of people will use like kind of that bent V bar. I prefer a straight bar. It just feels a little better and I can get a tighter contraction at the bottom. And we're going to be doing 20 reps of each of these exercises. So again, elbows locked at the bottom, slight arch of my back, chest up, and really just forcing blood into those triceps. The reason we're changing grips and we're changing movements instead of just doing, say, these or cable extensions for 60 reps is we're just changing the angle that we're hitting the muscle. So we want to hit every head of the tricep in every way possible. And by changing from cable extensions into press downs and now into reverse grip press downs with our palms facing up, it just changes what part of the tricep we're focusing on. So just really forcing blood into every single area of the muscle and really getting a nice big pump. As you can see, by the end of the exercises here, I've almost got no more detail in my triceps simply because they're so full of blood. Now, something you'll find with this is after you finish, you probably can't straighten your arms very well. Moving into our next exercise, it is going to be the same shoulder annihilation 100 rep set that we did on our first day when we were focusing on shoulders, push day 1. So starting front raise or lateral raises with our palms coming together at the bottom, 20 reps. Coming up to our sides, really focus on pulling from our elbows and from our pinkies. That way we'll hit our lateral heads and our rear delts a little bit more than we're hitting our front delts. Next, moving right into up and outs. And remember, with these, you can use a little bit of momentum just to kind of get the weight moving, get it up, but really focus on controlling it. Don't just swing the weight around. Really burn out those shoulders. As you can see, I'm taking a couple breathers here and there, just whatever I need to do in order to hit that 20 reps. I think it was 20, I lost count. There we go. All right, after that's finished, going straight into the next exercise. Adjust my headset so they don't get in the way, but we're going to be doing behind the back raises. Again, with these, just like on the first day, really focus on our rear delts and our traps. So it's almost more of like a behind the back row rather than a fly, even though I call it a fly. Our hands are coming out to our side. As they come out, we're pulling from our elbows, squeezing our shoulder blades and our traps together and really burning out those rear delts. After that, weight was getting a little heavy, so I dropped the weight down. I'm going to move directly into our next exercise, which is going to be around the world front raises. A lot of fun names. I don't know if these actually have names. If they do, let me know in the comments, but these are just what I like to call them. So, hands at our sides, coming all the way up in a round movement, similar to like around the world when you're focusing on chest. But with this, we really want to focus on coming to a V. As you can see, my hands come to a V at the peak of the movement, and I'm touching the bottoms of the dumbbells together, and that's just really going to force that peak contraction on the front delts and a little bit of chest as well. Starting to burn here, as you can see, taking a rest every few reps, but whatever you got to do to make sure you hit those 20 reps. This one's a pump exercise, pump workout. Really force blood into those muscles. That's how we're going to get them to grow. All right, next exercise. Moving the bench over, move the camera a little bit, and we're going right into seated reverse flies or rear delt flies. So grab a seat, grab a bench, whatever you can, whatever you need, whatever you have, and bend over, dumbbells under you. Really focus on stretching out at the bottom and forcing blood into the rear delts at the top. Try and stay as bent over as possible while keeping your chest up. I know it kind of sounds strange, but that'll really help keep your shoulders and your arms in a position where you're really targeting the rear delts. And as you can see, I'm really forcing my arms down at the bottom just to get an extra stretch on the muscle there. And that's pretty good, so just really focus on that, really pump blood into that muscle. Then, last thing, it's not actually on the workout Excel that I like to do. Same thing as we did on our first push day, is just I like to do a lot of band exercises at the end of my push days. And what this is going to do is just really help finish off the muscle. If you want, you can do this. I would highly recommend it. You really just want to focus on whatever movements you feel comfortable with to kind of finish off that shoulders, finish off your triceps, finish off your chest, whatever you want to do. But I just like to do these again because it forces extra blood into the muscle and just really keeps that pump going for a little bit longer, and just kind of helps. It almost helps as like a cool down too. So I mean, real light, but by the time you're getting to this part of the workout, you can't do much anyway. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. And this has been day 4, push day B, with an emphasis on chest, followed by triceps and shoulders. And let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will be coming at you tomorrow with the next video. We're going to be focusing on day 5, pull version B. Enjoy the rest of this video, guys, and I will catch you all tomorrow. See ya.